If you wake up with stiff joints, heavy legs, or a fog in your brain that takes 2 cups of coffee to clear, you aren't just getting older, you are experiencing what scientists call circadian stagnation. While you sleep, your body's lymphatic system, the garbage disposal for your cells, slows to a crawl. By 7 a.m., your tissues are literally filled with metabolic waste that hasn't been flushed out. Today, I'm going to show you why a viral 10-minute routine is stunning researchers at the University of Colorado, not because it's exercise, but because these 5 specific somatic movements act as a biological reset button for your mitochondria. By the end of this video, you won't just have a routine. You'll have a 30-day roadmap to doubling your morning energy and flushing out the cellular inflammation that's been holding you back. Most seniors make the same mistake every morning. They try to stretch their stiff muscles, but stretching is a passive action. What your body needs after 60 is somatic activation. Here is the science. Your cells produce a molecule called NAD+, the fuel for your longevity genes on a rhythmic cycle. In your 20s, that cycle is sharp. By your 60s, that signal is muffled. Your body is waiting for a mechanical trigger to start the energy production. A landmark study in the journal Science Advances found that gentle, rhythmic joint rotations, specifically in the hinge areas of the body, signal the SIRT1 longevity genes to wake up. We aren't stretching the muscle, we are pumping the mitochondria. Movement number 1, the ankle pump. The goal, the second heart activation. Your calves are the primary pump for returning blood and lymph from your lower extremities back to your heart. Pro tip, do this before your feet even hit the floor. It prevents the orthostatic dizziness many seniors feel when standing up too fast. Movement number 2, the hip hinge open. The goal, opening the inguinal gate. This is the largest collection of lymph nodes in your lower body. When your hips are tight, you are literally crimping the garden hose of your circulation. Movement number 3, the diaphragmatic pulse. The goal, the lymphatic pump. Your breath is the only way to move lymph through your deep chest cavity. Most seniors are shallow breathers, which keeps the waste trapped in your upper body. Movement number 4, the wrist and forearm spiral. The goal, clearing the peripheral nodes. This targets the stiffness in your hands and fingers, which is often actually just micro-swelling from overnight stagnation. Movement number 5, the vagus nerve slide. The goal, waking up the nervous system. This signals to your brain that the rest and digest phase is over, and the energy and repair phase has begun. These movements work incredibly well on their own, but they work twice as fast if you use these 2 mitochondrial amplifiers immediately after you finish. Amplifier number 1, the saline flush. Drink 12 ounces of warm water with a pinch of high-quality sea salt, like Celtic or Himalayan, and a squeeze of lemon. Here is why. Your body wakes up severely dehydrated and electrolyte poor from 8 hours of respiration. Drinking plain water often just flushes straight through your kidneys and sends you to the bathroom. The 82 trace minerals in Celtic sea salt act as a binding agent, pulling the water directly inside your cells to rehydrate the mitochondria. Amplifier number 2, the 10-minute light window. Get your eyes into natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking, not through a window, but outside. Thus, morning sunlight contains a specific spectrum of blue and infrared light. When this light hits your retina, it triggers a healthy cortisol spike. This spike is what burns off the remaining melatonin, the sleep hormone making you groggy, and locks in your circadian rhythm for a perfect night of sleep 14 hours later. Now you have activated your somatic nervous system, hydrated your cells, and set your circadian rhythm. You are primed for a high-energy day. But this is where 90% of seniors fail. If you do the movements but keep these 3 insidious habits, you are actively destroying the NAD+ you just worked so hard to create. Let's look at the biology of the 3 morning saboteurs. Saboteur number 1, the screen-induced cortisol fracture. Checking your phone while still in bed isn't just a bad mental habit. It is a profound physiological error. Your brain is incredibly sensitive in the first 20 minutes of waking. The artificial concentrated blue light from your screen mimics high noon sunlight. This causes your brain to panic and release a massive, unnatural flood of cortisol. We call this a cheap dopamine spike. It forces your heart rate up before your lymphatic system is ready to support the blood flow. The result? A fractured circadian clock, acute anxiety, and a guaranteed heavy metabolic crash before lunchtime. Saboteur number 2, the vasoconstriction trap. This is the most common mistake, drinking coffee before water. Caffeine is a powerful diuretic and a vasoconstrictor. A vasoconstrictor actively shrinks your blood vessels. Think about what we just accomplished. We spent 10 minutes expanding your vascular system to allow metabolic sludge to flush out. If your first action is to drink coffee, you instantly constrict those vessels back down, trapping the waste right where it is. Furthermore, it pulls water out of your cells, right when your mitochondria are desperately trying to use that fluid to generate energy. You are starting your engine without oil. Always hydrate with the saline flush before you caffeinate. Saboteur number 3, the glycemic ambush, the dry breakfast, processed cereals, toast, bagels, or instant oatmeal. When you sleep, you are in a fasted state. If your first meal consists of highly processed carbohydrates, you trigger a massive spike in blood glucose. To combat this, your pancreas floods your system with insulin. This violent swing in blood sugar creates systemic inflammation. More importantly, high insulin levels act as a direct off switch for SIRT1, the exact longevity gene we just activated. A dry breakfast literally cancels out your morning routine. You must swap these for healthy fats and proteins to sustain the energy surge. Before I give you your 30-day challenge, you need to understand exactly what is going to happen inside your body when you implement this routine. You aren't just going to feel a little better, you are going to undergo a measurable biological shift. Scientists call this the 72-hour cellular reset. Let's break down the exact timeline of your internal biology. Hour 24, the lymphatic drain. By your second morning of doing the 5 somatic movements, the mechanical pumping of your joints will have fully opened your inguinal and peripheral nodes, that trapped metabolic sludge we talked about earlier. It is finally moving. You will notice that the subtle puffiness in your fingers, ankles, and face has significantly decreased. Furthermore, the rotation of your joints stimulates the production of synovial fluid. This is the body's natural lubricant. By hour 24, that agonizing bone-on-bone stiffness you usually feel when stepping out of bed is replaced by a smooth, gliding sensation. Hour 48, the ATP synthesis surge. This is where the magic happens inside your cells. After 2 days of avoiding the saboteurs and using the light and hydration amplifiers, your mitochondria stop hibernating. They begin churning out massive amounts of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. This is the pure chemical energy currency of the human body. Because your blood vessels are no longer constricted by morning coffee, this ATP is delivered straight to your brain tissue. By hour 48, the heavy, lingering morning brain fog completely evaporates. Your cognitive sharpness returns, and you won't feel the need to take an afternoon nap. Hour 72. Deep autophagy. This is the holy grail of longevity. Autophagy translates to self-eating. By day 3 of this stabilized morning routine, your body realizes it is no longer in a state of chronic morning inflammation. Because it isn't fighting inflammation, it can dedicate its resources to repair. Your immune system sends out specialized cells called macrophages. Think of them as microscopic scavengers. These macrophages hunt down dead, decaying, and damaged cells, known as senescent cells, and literally consume them, recycling their parts to build fresh, highly functioning tissue. By hour 72, you are physically repairing your body at the deepest microscopic level. Here is your challenge. Do these 5 movements, utilize the 2 amplifiers, and avoid the 3 saboteurs for just 10 minutes every morning for the next 30 days. By day 7, you'll notice the morning stiffness starts to vanish. By day 14, the afternoon brain fog will lift. And by day 30, your cellular energy levels will be measurably higher. Next week, I'm going to show you the longevity lunch, the 3 specific foods that keep your NAD plus high until dinner time, so you never have that 3 p.m. crash again. Subscribe so you don't miss that. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 movements felt the best for you today? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? I read every comment to help plan our next protocols. I'll see you in the next video.